Welcome to the Black Educated Tea Podcast. I'm your host, Makeda Marie. Today's topic is the importance of therapy. But, as always, before we get into the tea, let's get into this tea. So, I am actually drinking an apple cider tea today. Really, really good. I didn't have to add any sweetener to it, so it doesn't have any honey, any agave, no type of sugar at all. So, it's just tea and water. But it's really good. It already kind of has a sweet taste to it, could because of the apple in it, who knows, but it's really good. I'm actually drinking apple cider tea today. So, before we get into our tea, let's get into our affirmations by all Aces Vibes. So our affirmation for today is, I am beautiful, I am strong, and I am courageous. And of course, we have front and back on our affirmations, and on the back it says, I let go of anxiety. Let me tell you all something. When I do these episodes and I go for these affirmation cards, I don't even look at them. I just grab one. And it is so astonishing to me that every time I go to grab an affirmation card, it is so fitting for the episode. That's how I know, look, y'all. I know I'm making a difference. Even if it's a small difference. I'm making a difference in myself. I know that for sure. I am definitely making a difference. And I am doing what I know I should be doing. Because, I never look at these cards as I go to grab them. I just go grab one. And it always is so fitting for whatever the topic is. I am beautiful. I am strong. I am courageous. I let go of anxiety. And we're talking about therapy. Therapy, anxiety, it all goes together, And so let's go ahead and just get into this topic of the importance of therapy. I have spoke on therapy plenty of times in a lot of my episodes. I've even done episodes, about self-care and therapy and counseling. I'm going to talk about it again before we go into a new year. I highly recommend, if you are not in some type of therapy, counseling, life coaching, something, I highly recommend that you go do it. Please do, please. Especially if you have not done it before. We all need it. We honestly do. Whether we don't think we need improvement, we don't need healing, you will be surprised what type of things come up when you start to have these conversations with your therapist. And like I've shared before, I am in therapy. I'm going to continue to go. And this year has been the first year that I have been consistently going. I'm going to give myself a pat for that. Because I've shared before that, my wake-up call, one of my wake-up calls amongst many, was when my therapist, conveyed to me, she was like, if you cannot consistently come to your sessions and if you cannot, consistently do what you're supposed to do, I can no longer be your therapist because I can't serve you in an appropriate way. We cannot get the outcomes that we want to get if you're not approaching this as you should. And I was like, dang, that's what I needed to hear. Because it was showing me that I was inconsistent with my therapy. I was inconsistent with so many other things in my life. And at that moment, I definitely started to make huge changes because I knew I wanted to be in therapy, but I was not giving it my all. I was not dedicated. I was not focused. And then it was also a reflection of so many other things in my life. And so this has been the first year that I have been continuously going to therapy. And when I say I see the difference, I feel the difference. Feel so much weight lifted off of me. I feel more confident. I feel more courageous, just as this affirmation say. I feel beautiful, and I'm definitely, I feel like I'm a nice looking young lady, beautiful, intelligent, all of those things. But I lack self-esteem so much that although I would hear these things, it didn't instill in me at all. I just didn't believe that I was beautiful, I was courageous, I was strong, I was smart. I didn't believe these things. Even if I heard it from other people, and I would even say it to myself, it just would not stick in. And so this year has really been the year that I believe these things, that I am all of that and more. And then another thing I noticed, just as with this affirmation card, is that my anxiety has tremendously decreased. And, I've shared this before as well. I do have anxiety. And at times, especially when I'm stressed, my anxiety would just go through the roof. And I would just be so fatigued and just so tired. And and just so overwhelmed, and then the panic attacks will come. And so therapy has also helped me with my anxiety. It has helped me with my self-esteem. It has also helped me to have a voice. It has. And I spoke on that in the beginning of the podcast, that I debated with myself so much because of doubt and fear, that I wanted to do the podcast, but I was so fearful because I was like, I don't know if people want to hear what I have to say. I don't know if people want to hear my voice, see me. I mean, there was so much negativity that surrounded me when I thought about the podcast. A part of me wanted to do it so bad, that a part of me was just fearful. So therapy also helped me to get out of my shell and get out of my way completely and just do it. So therapy for me has been beneficial in so many different ways. I just cannot describe it. And it takes therapy, then it takes self-work and shadowing. It takes a lot of different things to help when you're on a healing progress. So, therapy is not the only answer. It's therapy, it's, changing, the things that you eat, your lifestyle, the people you surround yourself with, shadowing, self-help, and self-work. So it takes a lot of combinations of different things when you're on a healing journey and you're going through your healing progression. But therapy, and I'm talking to my people here. As a Black woman, we have been through generation after generation, we have been through so much trauma. We have been through so much that we absolutely need to be in somebody's seat, somebody's chair, going through therapy. We have been through too much. We have seen too much. We continue to go through too much on a daily basis. You see how I'm even getting choked up over my words. We have been through too much as a race, as a community, for us not to take advantage of it. We have been through too much. Years of slavery, years of Jim Crow laws, years of mistreatment and discrimination, and just so many things that continue to happen to this day. So much racism and so much that we go through outside of just day-to-day life. We're out here trying to survive, and not only are we trying to survive, but we're dealing with racism and discrimination. We're dealing with so many things on top of just trying to live. So we need therapy. It's not a want anymore. We need it. We need it because our communities are just so ravaged, and we need healing in our communities. Let's just be honest here, because I see things on the news and I hear conversations, and you cannot ignore the negative things. We definitely have positive out there as well. And I try to focus on the positive, or just surround myself with the positive, but you can't ignore the negative because it's out there. It is really out there. And so we need it. We need therapy. We need counseling. We do. Because of what we have been through and what we continue to go through. And what's really disheartening for me is when I talk to people and have conversations, and no, I don't need therapy. Therapy is not for me. I really wish people would change their outlook on it and not think of it as a mental illness, or however people view therapy. I'm strong. I don't need therapy. Therapy is for the weak. That's absolutely not true. Therapy is for any and everybody, because we all need it. We have all been through something at some point in our life, whether it was childhood, adulthood, once you became a teenager, whatever it is, we have all experienced something that has affected us and shaped us in a way. Whether you believe it or not, we've all been through something, mental abuse or physical abuse or whatever it is. You have been through something. You have witnessed something. You have been through something that has affected you in ways that you may not even imagine. So please just go get you some therapy. There's, and one bright thing I've been noticing as well is, a lot of therapists, their seats are filling up. So that is a good thing. So people are out here ready to do the work. People are ready. I think we're getting to a point that we're tired. I think a lot of us are tired, and a lot of us, we have tried to fix it by ourselves for so many years. At least I will speak for myself. I tried to fix so many things with myself for so many years, and then I realized I just was not equipped to do it on my own. So that's when I sought out therapy, and that's when I actually made sure that I took it serious. You know, when I knew that I was not equipped to fix myself. You know, only you can heal yourself, but it takes a lot of, a variety of things, as I stated before. So it started with me knowing that I needed to heal and I needed to do the work on myself, but I still needed other tools to help me with that. Because the way I was going, I was like, okay, buying the self-help books and, trying to do the meditation and the yoga and just doing different things. They were all of assistance and it helped, but I was still not where I wanted to be. So I needed as many tools as I can in order to get the healing and to, continue to grow. Because for me, I wanted to change. I didn't want to continue to have the panic attacks. I did not want to continue to have the doubt and the fear. I didn't want all of those negative perceptions I had of myself, that I wasn't beautiful, I wasn't courageous, I wasn't, smart and intelligent. And I was to a point that I just did not want to think of myself in that way. Because I always knew I was not that, but there was still just something within me that still felt that way. And it plagued me. And I no longer wanted to have that feeling, that depressed feeling. I can't accomplish this, I can't do that, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not intelligent enough. I don't deserve a seat at that table. These are the things that I would tell myself, and I got to a point that I got tired of just being in that depressed state. Being in a depressed state is not a good feeling, because you can never see the positive. You always see the negative in things. And then the moment you try to think of something positive, that negative thought takes over that positive thought. I was so tired of just living and being like that. Not realizing when I wake up in the morning, the sun is shining and beaming on me and life had so much to offer. I was focusing and complaining on what I didn't have, and I was like, okay, enough is enough. I have to be the change. And I was dedicated to make a change in my life. And so that's what I've been doing. That's what I have been doing for 2022. 2023 is going to be even better. I promise you that. This healing journey is going to continue. However long I feel like I need to continue. Because my thing is, we can never stop healing. We can never stop growing. We can never stop improving. If you hear someone say that, oh, I don't need any improvements, I don't need any growth, I don't need, to change, as an adult, you should not speak that way. Like, you can't improve in anything. You don't need change. You don't need growth. For me, like I say, and all of these are just my personal thoughts. I feel like as an adult that we all need to continue to improve and continue to grow and change, no matter what it is. You can continue to heal. You can continue to improve in anything that you do. You may be an expert in your field. That doesn't mean that you can't improve in it, especially the way technology changes and the way life changes, the way everything changes daily around us. We can continue to improve in so many ways. So I know for me, I'm going to continue to heal. I'm going to continue to grow. I'm going to continue to improve. That's the whole point of life, to continue to grow and improve. That's the whole journey of life. However long I see fit to be here, I'm going to continue to learn and improve and grow to the day I'm just no longer here. And you should as well. And therapy for me is assisting me in learning who I am, learning that I am a unique, special being, just like all of us are, knowing that I am beautiful, I have a lot to offer, and knowing that anything I put my mind to, I can absolutely do it. So therapy has taught me that, with, like I say, so many other resources as well. Support from family and friends, and, and just instilling these things in myself. And just simple affirmations. you will be surprised how when you say these affirmations and you believe them. Because saying one thing is totally different. But saying these affirmations and actually believing it has been a help for me as well. But I knew that I needed several resources and tools in order to, get the healing that I wanted. And I'm going to continue on this healing journey, on this therapy journey. And like I stated, I really highly recommend to all my brothers and sisters, please get yourself some therapy. Because people are making strides in getting the healing and the therapy that they need because we need it. Now more than ever, we need it. We have to be the best for our children, for our communities, for our family. And you can't be the best if you're broken. If my mug is broken and I'm trying to put the pieces back together, the pieces will come back together, but it takes time and it takes work and it takes some maneuvering and all that. So if we're all broken in some ways. So get that healing to put yourself back together as a whole. Because that's definitely what I'm doing. And, I would just love to hear, if you are in therapy, what are your approaches for it? Have you been thinking about it? Are you fearful of it? What are your ideas on therapy? Do you feel like it's just not, suitable for you at the time? Or you are in therapy, but you don't feel like you're making the progress that you want to make? I mean, there's so many different topics that can surround therapy. And I would just absolutely love to hear it. And, as always, this is the Black Educated Tea Podcast.